Hello all. So today's topic for discussion is DOE or design of experiment. So today we'll be learning what is design of experiment, what kind of software we are using in design of experiment, how do we determine the independent and dependent variables, and lastly we'll be knowing how to predict the optimized formulation. So the software which we have used here is DOE from Statease. So if you're planning to download it, you can do it by going to the homepage of Statease. There you will get different versions of design of experiment software. So depending on your choice, you can select one and make sure you check it properly, and you have only 1 month of trial. And if you want to continue with that, you have to pay the charges. So we'll start with the process of design of experiment. And before we start, I'll make it clear that we have to predict the optimized formulation. So to predict the optimized formulation, we have to select the dependent as well as independent variables. So we'll start the process of discussion. So as I mentioned, there are different versions of Design Expert software. So the version which we will be discussing today is version 11. So you can see these are the screenshots of the software which we have used. So whenever we start a new experiment or new design, we have to select the option of new design, which is over here. So once we select the new design, what we have to do is, before selection, as I mentioned earlier, you should know what are the dependent and what are the independent variables which you are gonna predict. So we'll click on the new button. So you can see this is how the software will look like once you start with the new design. So there are different models which are available. In your left hand side of the PPT, you can see that there is different models, that is factorial model, response surface model, mixture models, and custom designs. So based on your priority, based on your literature surveys, you can select one. So here what we have done is, we'll be preparing a tablet of paracetamol. So we have selected 2 cube of factorial design. 2 cube is nothing but 2 is multiplied thrice, where we'll be getting 8 runs, that is 2 into 2 into 2, which is equal to 8. So we'll be getting 8 runs for the formulation. So as I mentioned, we have selected 2 cube. So once we select it, we can go to the next button. So now after pressing the next button, you can see that there are 3 different factors. So you can see here name A, B and C. So what we can do here is, we have to mention the names of the independent factors. So before you start with the independent and dependent factors, for independent factors we have to maintain the minimum and maximum levels. So to determine the minimum and maximum levels, what we can do is, we have to go in search of research articles and we have to do review of literature. So once these two are done, we can know what is the lower concentration of the independent variable as well as the higher concentration. We can also say it as minimum or maximum. So in the next slide, you can see what are the independent factors we have set for the tablet, the units of that, the lower concentration and the higher concentration. So you can see we selected 3 different independent factors, that is povidone, SSG, magnesium stearate, which is having a lower and higher concentration with units of grams. So once we put the lower and higher values, we can go for the next slide. So the next slide will be your responses, or let me say it as dependent factors. So dependent factors are those on which basically we'll know what is the optimized formulation we get. So these dependent factors mainly depend upon the independent factors. So the responses is of your choice, how many responses you want to put. So as I mentioned, we are preparing a tablet of paracetamol. So you can go with disintegration time, dissolution time, hardness, friability, it's of your choice. So we can select either 2, 3, 4, 5, n number of responses. So we have selected only 2 responses, that is the disintegration time and the hardness. Coming to the disintegration time, the unit is in minutes, and in hardness we have kg per centimeter square. So once we put the responses as well as the units, we can go to the next slide. So now you can see here, once we put the values, there is something of for power A, power B and power C. Always we have to make sure that these powers should be within 100%. If it is more than 100%, make sure we go with the procedure again, that is setting the independent variables, which is the higher value and the lower value, and follow the same procedure. And make sure that these powers should always be less than 100. So once we put this, once we get these data, we'll go to the finish one. So in the next slide, we can see that we'll get a set of runs. So as I mentioned, we selected 2 cube, right? So 2 cube is nothing but 2 into 2 into 2, that is equal to 8. So you can see we got 8 runs, right? So once we get the 8 runs, you can see we have 3 different factors, that is nothing but our independent factors, and you can see that we have 2 responses, that is nothing but our dependent responses. So once we get the runs, that is the 8 runs, all 8 formulations we'll prepare according to the concentration given by the software. So once we prepare, we'll be analyzing it, that is the responses are analyzed, that is nothing but the disintegration time as well as the hardness. So after analysis, we have to put the data here in this region. So once we put the data, we can check. So this is how we got the data. For example, for the first run, if the concentration of povidone is 0.05 gram, SSG 0.075 gram, magnesium stearate 0.0025 gram, then the time taken for disintegration is 14 minutes, then the hardness is 5.6 kg per centimeter square. Similarly, we will do it for all the formulation. So once everything is done, what we have to do is we have to go for analysis. You can see it here in the left side. So in analysis, you can see response 1 and response 2. So response 1 is your DT and response 2 is your hardness. So we have to analyze each parameter here. So you can see I have selected R1, that is disintegration time. So after selecting the disintegration time, you can see there is something here, ratio of maximum to minimum in the transform. So if it is less than 10, it is good. If it is more than 10, what will happen? There will be high variation within the graph and numerical representation or optimization. So what we have to do, if this value is more than 10, we have to take the square root. So if we take the square root, it will come to a minimum value. So once we check this, once we set this, we can go to check the effects, that is in the graphical form, then the ANOVA, that is statistical analysis, diagnostics and model graphs. So for each, that is a disintegration time and hardness, we have to follow the same procedure. So now coming to the effects, as I mentioned, different graphs. So what we have done here is, in this graph we have selected all the parameters. Let it be your independent factors, or let it be the independent factors, that is 2 independent factors interaction or 3 independent factors interaction. So A is povidone here, B is SSG, C is magnesium stearate. And you can see here there are 2 different colors. So one with orange is having positive effect on the formulation, one with negative or blue color is having a negative effect on the formulation. So if we select all the parameters of these, so what will happen? The value will be insignificant. So we have to select those values or those factors which are significant in nature. Yeah. So this graph, you can see that we have selected povidone, magnesium stearate, SSG, AB, BC. These 2 in combination, that is AB and BC. So if we select these 5 factors, they will have a positive effect on the formulation. So this chart is called as Pareto chart. So here also you can see that BC, AB, A, C and B we have selected. So both are same graphs with different appearance. So this is the ANOVA, that is nothing but the statistical analysis. So you can see, as I mentioned in the earlier graph, we had selected 5 factors, right? That is the povidone, SSG, magnesium stearate, AB and BC. So if we select these 5 factors, you can see the value is significant in nature. So what will happen if we select any other than these factors? So the value here will change and it won't be significant in nature. So to maintain the significance, we have to select those factors which are having good effect on the formulation. Usually if the p-value is less than 0.05, then we can say that the parameter what we have selected is significant in nature. So you can see here we also have a R-square value. R-square value for the adjusted R-square as well as the predicted R-square. R-square values are given. So adjusted R-square is nothing but which we are putting, the values which we have put, and predicted is something which is given by the software. So if we take the difference between these 2, it should be less than 0.2. Then only we can say that the formulation what we have prepared is good enough in case of disintegration time. So next you can see there is an equation here. So here if you see, there you can see as positive and negative both. So in this disintegration time, povidone has a positive effect, SSG has a negative effect, magnesium stearate negative effect. Povidone with SSG has negative effect. SSG with magnesium stearate has positive effect. So we have to know which is having a positive effect and which is having a negative effect. So this factors or actual factor equation will give us the information regarding the same. Okay, so this is the one factor graph. So you can see we have all three independent factors, that is povidone, SSG and magnesium stearate, effect on the disintegration time. So here you can see in this graph, as the povidone concentration is increasing, the disintegration time is also increasing. Here in this graph, as the concentration of SSG is increasing, the disintegration time is slightly reducing. In the last graph, you can see as the concentration of magnesium stearate is increasing, the DT time is slightly increasing. So this is called as counter plot. So here you can see there is a value of 24, 26, 24, 28, 30. So this is the disintegration time. Here we are studying the effect of two independent factors on dependent factors. So one independent factor is povidone here and the other one is SSG. So what is happening here? The highest disintegration time is observed at this level, that is 30 minutes. So if you check with the povidone at this concentration, that is somewhere between 0.045 to 0.05 grams, or let me say as 0.048 or 47, we can say that it is having a highest disintegration time. Then what about SSG? So if we are extrapolating this value towards the SSG or y-axis, we'll know that at this concentration, that is 0.05 to somewhere around 0.053 or 54, it will be the optimized value. So if we select between this and this range, we can say that the disintegration time will be between around 30. So this is the same graph as I discussed earlier. It is given in a 3D format. And once we analyze the disintegration time, you can see that it has been mentioned as analyzed. So next one is R2, that is the hardness. So what we have to do is, as the same procedure what we followed there, the same procedure will be following here also. So here you can see the ratio of maximum to minimum is 1.5. So we don't have to apply any square root. Next, coming to the effect. Again, we have selected all the formulations or all the factors which we have put as an independent factor along with the combination, and we are checking the interactions between them. So the selected are magnesium stearate, povidone, SSG and AC, that is povidone and magnesium stearate in combination. So you can see it here that these are positive and this is negative. So here, as I mentioned earlier, it is povidone, SSG, magnesium stearate, povidone with magnesium stearate. If you are taking these four factors, then we can say that the value what we get is significant in nature, and the p values usually should be less than 0.05. Coming to the R square value, the R square value is 0.96 and we have adjusted and predicted R square, and the difference between these two should be less than 0.2. And we have a equation, final equation for the same, that is in hardness the effect of povidone is negative, SSG is positive, magnesium stearate is negative. Combination of povidone and magnesium stearate has positive effect on the hardness. Now this is the one factor graph. So you can see as the concentration of povidone is increasing, the hardness is slightly reducing. In case of SSG, as the concentration is increasing, the hardness is increasing. In case of magnesium stearate, as the concentration is increasing, the hardness is also increasing. So this is our counter graph again. So you can see at this concentration it is 4.5, at this concentration it is 5, at this concentration it is 5.5. So the highest one here is 5.5. So what we have to do is we have to check at which concentration it is showing highest. So if we see this line, we can say that at any of the concentration of povidone, it can show this hardness. Whereas when it comes to SSG, only at this concentration, let me say this is 0.066 grams. So if we take 0.066 grams and any of the concentration of povidone, we can say that it will be having highest hardness. That is, a tablet will be having 5.5 kg per centimeter square of hardness. Now this is the same 3D graph which I had explained just earlier. So now we finished the analysis of DT as well as hardness. Now we have to go for optimization. So optimization is done by two methods, that is numerical and graphical. So you can see when we start with the numerical, there is something called as povidone. We can select it according to our criteria. So povidone, we know that this range what we had set, lower range is 0.025, upper range is 0.05 grams. So similarly, if you want, you can check, and if you want to change also, you can change. It's not a problem. But what we have set, we have to put the same values. As such, it will be taken up by the software. So it will be in range, it will be set. Next, we have to go to the solution. So you can see the solution. You can see there are 100 solutions found which are having the desirability of 1. But we have to select any one solution of our choice, or the software itself gives the optimized formulation which we should be preparing. So yeah, you can see the 11th solution is selected by the software. So what we have to do is we have to take these concentrations of the independent variables and prepare the formulation. So whatever values we get, that is for the dependent variables, we have to put it into the software. Then we have to check what the values we have put and the values given by the software, is it matching or not, or is it nearing or not to each other. So once we put the values there, you can see the graphs we get. Okay. So we finished about the numerical one. Now we'll be discussing about the graphical one. So in the numerical one, we saw that most of the criteria which was there, it was the independent factors. Whereas in case of graphical, it is dependent factors. So here you can see that there is a disintegration time and there is hardness. Again, if we want, we can select the lower and higher. So this is the design space. So you can see the concentration of povidone and SSG. So at any point you can select the requirement or the concentration what you need for povidone and SSG to prepare the formulation. At any point of this graph you can select, because the color is same all over the graph. If the colors are varying, then you have to think to which point you have to select. But in this case, it's not like that, as the color over all the graph is same. So any point, any concentration you can select. So coming to the point prediction. So as I said, we got a selected formulation. So we got to know what is the concentration of povidone, SSG and magnesium stearate for optimized formulation. So we'll prepare the tablet accordingly, and then we'll analyze for disintegration test and hardness test. So we'll get to know the time required for DT as well as the hardness for the tablet. So what we have to do is, once we get the values, we have to put it into this software. So once we put the values, I'll show it in the next slide. So here, runs. So we went for only one run. So we can put the values in this table, that is a DT and hardness. So once we put the values, what will happen? We'll get the coefficient table which gives the p-value for both DT as well as hardness. So if the p-values are less than 0.05, then we can say that that factor is having a positive influence on the formulation. So you can see that B, AB, BC, these three have better effect on the formulation other than A and C. So it is a very simple method. So once you start analyzing everything, it will be easy to understand. So this was a complete overview of the paracetamol tablet, about the independent variables, about the dependent variables, how a point is predicted, how an optimized formulation is obtained, and how we are getting the p-values in the last table. Hope this was helpful for you, and thank you.